What's going on, guys? It's Kane here, and I'm with Josh, and welcome to episode 7 of Scape and Listen.
Hey guys, obviously the big topic in this one is going to be divination. We'll cover behind the scenes for August, but as you are all probably aware, divination is, the big update for the coming month.
Absolutely. I think this behind the scenes pretty much can just be called divination and a few other things. That's it. Behind the scenes for August isn't going to be that huge, but we'll still cover it for you guys and give our opinions and thoughts on what we think about the future updates.
Yeah, because so what else we got? The skill, not the skill, a quest coming out for the sixth age, the death of chivalry.
Yep.
And I guess other than that, it is just, what was it? The improved loyalty program and Solomon's store merge.
Yes.
So I think I can't remember quite as specifically as you described to me. So what is the merge that they're doing?
Alright. The merge basically is just like, I guess what it sounds like. I think ages ago they talked about, how on the Solomon store, one of the most sought after items was the bank boosters.
Ah, yeah.
And lots of people waited because I was like, Jagex said that you'd be able to buy bank boosters with loyalty points at some point. Well, I think this is the update that they were sort of thinking about in the future of how they were going to change it and stuff like that. So those people that have been waiting for the bank spaces for loyalty points to not have to spend real life money, your chance is here.
Yeah, I think that's such a good idea, because a long time ago, the JMods did say that they didn't want real life money other than paying membership, obviously.
Yeah.
They didn't want real life money to dictate who had certain stuff in game, in terms of their XP and that, and obviously that has gone out the window.
Squill of fortune.
Yeah. Because a lot of you guys, I don't know whether you either know someone that is or have heard, but there are lots of people that have maxed more or less as a result of Square of Fortune, XP lamps and all that. So
yes.
Yeah, obviously it costs a lot, and those that are prepared to spend that much, fair enough, I guess.
Yeah,
but
good on them.
Not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah, no.
But it is something like a bank booster, which is handy, like very handy. Is good that it can be obtained through loyalty as opposed to spending real money, like you say.
The only problem I see with the merge and stuff though is things like auras. Now auras for me, like reverence and building up to greater reverence, master reverence, or whatever, however far you wanted to go with it. The only way you could get those was time. Like you had to just wait for your loyalty points to build up. And now with this merge, if auras are available via rune coins, people are just going to be able to spend real life money and buy every single aura in the game. And,
we were talking about this earlier, that effectively being able to buy loyalty rewards with real life money essentially is Jagex showing that they are selling loyalty. So people's loyalty is effectively buyable, which is quite
amusing.
Controversial. Yeah. A whole lot of words you can use to describe that, I think.
Yes.
But
I'm just kind of worried about it in the sense that if new things come out to it, like I don't even know. Lots of people I know have lots of loyalty points saved up, so I think you're going to see a whole lot more of the overrideable armors and skins and keepsake items and stuff like that.
It is just ridiculous now. Like I'm behind on the loyalty points because I went. Some of you may know I went free to play for 6 months last year while I was travelling. And obviously as each month your loyalty points increase. So when I went away for 6 months, when I came back, I was back to the starting amount per month, which is only
5k, 3k,
5k or something.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of work to do to be able to buy anything considerable, like any good auras.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was God, I completely lost my train. What we were talking about before that now.
About auras just being why have I got a super strength potion? Sorry. auras
God,
just being able to be buyable and stuff with real life money, and
yeah.
possible new things coming into the game. People just having loyalty
Oh,
points
that's what I was
saved
going
up.
to say. That's what I was going to say about the overrideable armor.
Oh yeah,
It's like you're walking around and you think someone's got some new crazy armor on, and it's just, it's,
Yeah.
like you wind back a couple of years, and whatever someone was wearing, you could tell what it was. And what it looked like they were wearing, they were actually wearing.
Yes, that's the biggest
Now,
difference, I think.
Yeah, now there's two things. You've got keepsake, so what they look like they're wearing, they might not be wearing. And then the other thing is that half the stuff you don't know it's wearing because Solomon's store has a billion different types of colourful creative armour and that you can buy. So
Yeah, like you could have just keepsake full Tetsu right now and be killing bandos in full bronze, and I'd have no idea.
exactly. And as funny as people, as cool and as whatever as it can be, like I think I had the keepsake. I had my keepsake, my completionist keepsaked.
Yeah.
But then when there was an update, there was a whole lot of issues. Like I had my trimmed keepsaked, and then ports came out.
Yeah, that's right. I do
And
remember that.
obviously, there's a few months you got to play to get it back, and you couldn't downgrade it to a normal completionist. So I ended up just destroying the keepsake and
Yeah.
just didn't bother with it. So there's things like that aren't as bad, but people obviously use it on full sets of armor and all that, and then it just throws everyone off, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's like anything though. There's a lot of things I've got issues with in the game, but on the other side of the stick, there's also a lot of things I like. So can't have it all.
Absolutely. I'm just kind of curious as what the conversion rate between the two will be, like whether or not it's going to be every item in the shop
Yeah.
has a price in rune coins and in loyalty points, and whether they like you can just be interchangeable like that, or whether or not they take away loyalty points altogether, and say you just get X amount of rune coins per
True.
month, or what?
Or the other way around. Like
Yeah.
instead of buying rune coins, you buy
Loyalty.
loyalty points.
That comes back to the point you mentioned. It sounds
Yeah, well,
stupid when you buy loyalty, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah, so I would be, if they did that, I would just,
that'd be pretty funny, actually.
yeah, it'd be hilarious, and I think I wouldn't be the only person to pick up on that either.
Yeah.
I think there'd be quite an uproar
Yes.
about that.
Anyway, I think that's enough talking about Solomon's store. It gets my bloody hairs on the back of my hands standing up because I bloody hate it so much.
Yeah, it sounds good.
We'll save divination to the end. I think we'll talk about that last because it's probably just the hugest, most important part.
Of this year, you could almost say.
Yeah, probably.
Oh. Yeah, new skills probably more of a change than RS3. So
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It brings a whole lot more into the aspect.
yeah,
We'll quickly talk about the Battle of Lumbridge that is mentioned
Yep.
down the bottom of the BTS.
that's right.
What are your thoughts on the current state of the Battle of Lumbridge, Josh?
My first issue was that it was laggy as crap.
I knew you were going to say that.
The rest of it, I don't know. I sort of went in and AFK'd a few of the tiers for a bit, and I haven't looked too much into it but I've heard that it is like the outcome for the decisions people make and all that actually dictates what's going to happen in the game, or something along those lines.
Which is pretty crazy to think about. Like, there's not many games
Yeah.
out there that give you such a choice in your role. Like I know there's there might be a couple of other role-playing games type thing where if you're
Yeah.
doing a singular quest or something, you can pick one side or the other. But this is just such a huge event. Like they keep building it up to be, and I wish it was kind of more of a huge event because I think it's already decided who's going to bloody win the thing. Sarah's going to.
Well, so fast. I mean, even after a few days, Sarah had bolted out to a solid lead.
Yeah.
And I think it's the last few days, last week sometimes, Zammy had pegged it back a bit, but it's not looking like it's going to,
Yeah, no.
they're going to overthrow it or anything.
That's the thing I'm worried about most. Like they said it's going to be this, I think 8-week, did they say 8-week or 12-week, something like that, battle? So it's 3 months long or something.
Yeah.
And it's possibly already decided who's going to win because there's no way Zammy's going to be able to climb back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I kind of wish they did it in a stage that was like best of 7 or
Yeah,
something
there's
like
a
that,
point,
where
yeah.
like, if Sarah won this one, then it was all good, then it was 1-0, and then we did a different type of challenge, and um, it wouldn't be just on sheer numbers, so like sheer collection and stuff like that, because if anything like that, the team with the most number of followers is going to win every time.
The team with the most number of bots is going to win every time.
Well, that's true.
'Cause if-
Is there
'cause
a
if you
Battle
can-
of Lumbridge bots?
Oh, well, I wouldn't be surprised because you can, if you get the divine tiers, you can you can just spend them on items.
Oh, it makes me feel sick.
Like I haven't been there enough to have a look around, but it's the sort of thing where I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Oh, far
Unfortunately, but yeah,
out.
I'd hope not, but
Yeah.
because I don't, it's not really something I could do to. I don't know what the money is for it actually, because you can sell the rewards, eh?
I'm not. Some of them I think you can at least.
What was that armor? The hybrid armor.
War Priest. Actually, War Priest. I don't think if
War
that's
Priest.
tradable. It's not in the GE. So.
Oh, okay. So so maybe not then.
But they're terrible anyway. Like they level 75 hybrid gloves, and like they're worse than the Ganodermic ones. So,
Oh.
like, there's no point even getting those. I don't think.
Yeah. Well, in that case, kudos to anyone that sticks around there all day. Because I
Yeah.
know the XP from is it fishing, woodcutting, and mining, the divine tiers.
Yeah.
I think you get a 5 XP drop every 10 seconds.
That's
So-
ridiculous.
Works out to not a lot XP per hour.
No, it wouldn't be much at all. I'm interested to see like the lamps you can buy, the skill lamps, whether or not they are actually like the full-on lamps that you get off the squeal as well, like whether they work the same way, like the same number of
Yeah.
XP for the huge one and large one and stuff like that. So that's probably what I'm going to be saving for with my divine tiers.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm camping out at the Battle of Lumbridge field all day.
No, I haven't really because I think I just use them every time I get some. You get them from monster drops as well.
Yeah.
When I was doing some.
Oh!
Hello.
We have coin share on. I forgot about that.
Ah.
Well, that's pretty funny.
Oh well, I'll take the 4.5 mil. That's all good.
I'll quickly turn it off as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, it's nice to get on.
On the video, yeah. Hey, 4.5 mil, sweet. I got the
Mate.
bones too, mate, sucked in. Let's turn coin shares now off, sweet.
Sorry guys, just a quick little intermission while we go about our
Too exciting when there's a drop. You
bits
can't
and pieces. Yeah.
can't function properly.
Okay.
So with the Battle of Lumbridge, I'm kind of interested to see how, like you spoke about us having an effect on what's going to happen in the game, in the future of the game, because of how the battle turns out. I'm interested to see how that will actually work, because like I just don't know. I can't see it being like, they can't make it too influential, because it's just going to throw things out of whack. Like all the people that are on Zami's side, what is going to happen to them and like Zami and stuff like that. And I don't know, I'm just kind of like skeptical about how much you can actually do.
Yeah, it's like, for being on the losing side, you have received a 1-week ban.
Yeah.
What?
Like, that's what I
What the
mean, though.
hell?
Like, what is going to happen to the side that loses? Because I'm on Zami's
Yeah.
side, and I'm pretty sure you're on Zami's side as well.
Yeah, I am.
Right now, we are both losers. So, I'm
You
just...
see, it's not good for society's morale.
It's not.
You know, we got kids out there going to school going, I'm a loser.
I'm on the losing side.
I had a 50% chance of being on the winning side, but I lost.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's okay, you can switch sides. Oh, that annoys me. Oh, it sucks. I've had so many mates that are like, oh yeah, I'm Zami, and then like 2 weeks later they're like, oh, not 2 weeks, but like 2 days later they're like, oh, Sarah was winning, so I switched over.
Such
I'm
a
like,
sound. It's like people that
Really?
It's like, well, it's like in the you know, like World Cup for sport, or in just general games.
Yeah.
In the weekend, it's like, who are you going for? Oh, the winning team.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I
guilty
see how
as
it
charged. I do that anyway.
Ah, come on.
Oh, who's winning? Oh, yeah, I support them.
Yeah. that team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dick can't even name them, but nice.
So you can get huge XP lamps from the Battle of Lumbridge now, and it says in the behind the scenes that there are going to be more titles, more armor pieces, and more rewarding XP lamps. I'm curious to see how much more rewarding they can get, because the tiering that it follows is a small one is half of a medium, a medium's half of a large, and a large is half of the huge. So if they bring out one above the huge, it's going to be like 2 huge lamps in one, and a huge lamp already gives you, like, at level 99, 70k XP or something.
Well, and a huge lamp is like very rare on the Square of Fortune. So if they end up being easy to obtain, then it's becoming a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
But then again,
you never know. They might start selling divine tiers on in the loyalty shop. And,
I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna say Square of Fortune, and I wouldn't be surprised if they end up if you're able to win, you know, like big bunches of them, much like those blossom thingies for the Crown of Seasons, like that sort of thing, where
you get like 40 to 70 of them or something like that in one hit.
Ah.
Well then.
Yeah, well, that should do. Like, the Battle of Lumbridge, it's an interesting concept. I mean, it's still early days. It'll be cool to see how it turns out.
Yeah.
But, write in the description comments below. Are you Zami or Sarah?
Yeah, let us know.
Let's see.
Be interesting to see. I'm assuming most are going to be Sarah.
Yeah, and we'll probably get all this hate.
Hopefully there's some Zami pride out there.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll jump on from the Battle of Lumbridge. It's boring to talk about.
Yep.
Stupid Battle of Lumbridge. We'll go to the quest. The Death of Chivalry.
Yep. It's a free-to-play quest.
That's a good thing to point out, actually.
Yeah. So with that, being a free-to-play quest, you can pretty much assume it's not going to be too hard. But I think it'll be one of those quests that they have been doing lately where the quest itself isn't too hard, but if you want, there'll be additional rewards.
Yeah.
For members and like tiered. So I think it was the World Wakes. There was a whole bunch of rewards. The quest itself didn't give as many, but then if you'd done X amount of quests, you could get this, and then if you had this level in prayer, then you could get that. Which I think is a good way to do it.
I think so too.
Especially bringing out free-to-play content. I think it's pretty good.
That's cool.
I mean, everyone knows that. Everyone could tell that they don't exactly get a massive amount of updates.
Yeah. The thing that I find unique is that the combat in the quest, they say the combat in the quest will be tailored or altered to your combat level.
I like the idea of that, actually, because that's something that hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it being done, so.
Because generally it's just, you know, well, it's the same for everyone, so.
Like, I remember doing the Demon Slayer remake, and like I had to kill 10 of these skeletons or something to get the key, and they all had like 50 life points, so it was just auto attack, kill all of them, and it was done. Yeah,
see, quests, I think it's a really good way to do it to suit each person.
Yeah.
So effectively it's the same difficulty for everyone.
True.
But at the same point, you do want to have quests with a hard boss.
Oh, you do.
Because otherwise it's gonna, I guess it'll cheapen quests. Like if you say, for instance, when Nomad came out, that was, you know, it was quite a solid boss.
Lots of people were scared to do the Nomad's Requiem quest because of the boss. And
to have that sort of I guess having something for people to work towards, like saying they need this level to kill it or things like that, it's a good way to go about it. Whereas if people go, oh well, it's level, say, using the current combat thing, it's level 200 for a level 200, but it's level 100 for a lower guy, then it's sort of,
That's true.
I hope that they I mean, I'm all for it, like, in some quests, but I hope that it's not a constantly recurring thing.
Yeah, well, I think this is going to be a good idea, or a good, at least, stepping stone to see what it's like, whether they can tier it well enough that it's not going to make it unfair on the high levels, that it's going to be so difficult for you to complete it, whereas if I was only level 55 or something like that, I could just walk up and kick the guy.
So just to add on to what I said about the tiered rewards, just reading down the post on the RuneScape page, so there are some cracking post-quest rewards for members too, including a full cosmetic armor override set.
Yes!
Righteous helpings of prayer and combat XP and much more. The extra XP rewards can be claimed after the quest, once level requirements of up to 80 strength and 65 prayer have been met.
Well, there you go.
Not massive.
It's not on the same scale of the World Weeks or anything like that.
Yeah, so not massive. I mean, 65 prayer and 80 strength are not huge requirements.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much what we were saying about you don't need those levels to do the quest. You just need them to get the additional rewards, which I think it's a good way to do it. So.
Yeah, no, that is a cool thing. The quest itself, does it give much of an idea of what it's going to be about? It says there's going to be a new castle.
Yeah, I'll read it off the page. I'll see what's worth reading.
Yep.
So pretty much you're a quest that sees the events of the Sixth Age truly begin. You'll join Sir Owen as he infiltrates the Black Knight's fortress. Rumour has it the Kinshra have located a powerful magical weapon, and Sarah himself has ordered Owen to get hold of it before they do at any cost.
I love how you shorten Saradaman to Sarah.
I think it's sort of one of those, after reading Kinshra, I think it's one of the things where if you've read a bit of RuneScape lore, then you might know who that is. So if you do, please,
let me know, because I got no clue.
Chuck it in comments, because I am afraid that I have no idea. The name, I don't even remember the name ever popping up.
Doesn't ring a bell even slightly.
Choices you've made at the Battle of Lumbridge will be reflected in the content, so I'm assuming at this stage that it will be a Sarah-dominated quest.
Let's go, Zammy.
Going by the Battle of Lumbridge results so far.
It's true.
See if you can spot the odd nod to the Black Knight's Fortress quest, which this replaces.
Oh.
So this is in place of the Black Knight's Fortress.
Well, there you go. I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
I reckon in future Scape Listens we should probably read this thing before we do it. Might be a little good idea. So at least we know what we're talking about exactly.
So yeah, instead of like talking about it as if we're professional, then going, no, hang on.
Yeah, everything we just said, scrap that. They actually answer the question right at the top.
So the first half of the video is just us like talking out of our ass. The second half's actually like we've actually educated ourselves.
Oh, yep. But yeah,
I've done this before in exams and things like.
Yeah.
You get like teaching myself during an exam.
Oh yeah, that sounds promising.
Oh yeah, needless to say, those ones go fantastic.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, the characters are fully voiced.
Oh, not one of those again.
And the orchestral music more than meets the precedent set by RS3's epic score. So if you guys are the ones that play with the RS music on, you guys are going to be chubbing up all the whole quest. So.
Chubbing up. Oh boy.
Like I personally don't usually play with the sounds. I mean, if I hear good things about it before I do it, then I might throw it on for the quest.
Yep.
But yeah, as a general rule, I don't usually play with any sound on, any RuneScape sound, I should say.
Yeah. You always love having me talking in your ear.
Oh yeah. But yeah, other than that, there's not a lot of stuff.
No, there's not. I think it's just the kind of thing that the quest will just be similar to, the
you get an item that lets you replay the quest's cutscenes.
Yeah, I did see that. That's gonna be interesting. That's nothing they've ever done before, really, to my knowledge at least.
Because I know that with I've had that in the past where people go, "Oh, did you see the cutscene? It was pretty epic." I was like, I just skipped through it.
Yeah.
I just clicked the next button. So that's actually not a bad idea, because there are some quests that have some pretty cool cutscenes.
Yeah, there are, and I think that'll be a pretty popular item for people.
Yeah.
You can just replay it. Anyway, I think that'll be enough of the jibber jabber. Let's get to the real meat.
Let's get on to the big boy of the month.
Divination. Alright.
Yeah.
Divination, our first new skill in 3 years. Comes to you this month.
That's crazy that DG's been around that long.
Yeah.
I remember when that came out and getting stuck into that.
Far out. That does my head in a bit. It's been that long. Well, anyway.
It's hard to see. I mean, I don't think it'll be as epic as DG because I mean DG was quite. That was a monster skill.
Well, it's a mini game, in all honesty. Like, it's not
Yeah.
really
Well,
a
it is.
skill in an
Yeah.
essence, like, of the
That's the
true
thing.
definition of a skill kind of thing.
Ever since it came out, people have been saying that, so I don't think they would repeat it.
Yeah.
And I don't see how they could even repeat anything like it without it being so similar.
Yeah, like, there's no way you can
And,
replicate.
if they brought out another minigame or slash skill that involved every other skill, people would just say
This is dungeoneering.
it's DG version 2, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Uh,
Which they don't want.
no. But they have said, if you haven't checked out the RuneScape BTS,
Yeah.
they do cover divination, and they say that divination will be brought into dungeoneering.
Which is kind of
so-
cool to think about.
Yeah, I mean, like, on top of wondering what the skill will be like, it'll be interesting to see how they implement it into DG as well.
Yeah.
Or-
The first thing, yeah, we'll leave a link to the BTS article, as we always do in these videos, so you guys can check out the full article if you haven't already, and we'll actually also leave a link to the BTS video by Jagex themselves, giving you guys all the information to Divination that's been released so far. So basically, in that video they talk about Divination being a mix of fishing,
Hunter,
and
Runespan.
RuneSpan, which
So I was having to think about this earlier, trying to figure out what they meant. I looked at watching a few clips on the RuneScape's video, Jagex's BTS video. The RuneSpan side of it seems to be that you appear to siphon sort of orbs,
yeah,
much like the RuneSpan. But the Hunter, I don't know whether the
I have
Hunter
a
and the
feeling.
fishing side.
I think the fishing side is just that the spots are going to move like fishing spots. So that,
could be-
like-
yeah, because they did say that you'd have to, the orb things will be all around Gillinor,
Yeah,
so you have to go find them. So in that sense, do you think that, say an orb, say you're siphoning an orb, when it depletes, when it disappears, you'll have to go find another one, or will it respawn in the same place? Or
I don't know, or is it going to be like an area where there's like 5 or 6 that can be up at one time, and sometimes 3 of them are down and 2 of them are up or something? And
Yeah.
I,
So, I mean, all these questions, obviously only Jagex will know the answers to, and we will find out, hopefully within the month, assuming that they don't pull out a massive fail and things go wrong and it doesn't actually come out this month.
yes, hopefully it does come out this month. It is very, very exciting.
But much like everyone, I think everyone's going to have their own opinion of what they think it will be.
Yeah.
And when they feed you information, such as it'll be hunter, fishing, and RuneSpan in one, it lets you, I guess, get a bit more creative as to sort of put your own personal spin on how it could turn out,
Yeah.
and then compare what you thought to how it turns out, I guess. And I'll say it again, if you chuck it in the comments, if what do you think it's going to be like?
Yeah.
How do you think they're going to put each of those 3 skills and throw it into divination?
Yeah. The thing I kind of am, I guess it's going to be kind of weird and hypocritical of me, but upset about with the divination coming out is that it's going to be very much just a click and wait gathering skill, like fishing is. You click,
Yeah.
you wait, you get a full inventory, or I'm not sure if it's going to be a full inventory or what, but you fill up or get a certain amount of something, and then you just sort of go and cash them in, and that's done. So it's going to be very much like another AFK-able skill. And as much as I love AFKing in its sense of this training, I think those skills just aren't valued as much.
Yeah, in terms of bringing out a new skill, I was hoping that they would avoid that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I didn't want them to bring out a skill similar to old school mining, where there was competition for ores. 'Cause
Yeah.
then, where you click once, but then everyone's on the, say old school mining, everyone's on the same rock, only one person gets the reward. That would just be frustrating as hell. That would be, oh boy, that would be frustrating.
That raises the point in my mind though, like you talk about the old school mining, and I was hoping it would be that way, but with the way RS is going today, that would instance some kind of way of doing it, so that there are
yes, yeah.
individual rocks per se, if you relate it to mining.
But it only is yours.
But yeah, so I can just
yeah.
go and get this one, and it might give it to me whenever I actually mine it.
Yeah, see,
And yeah,
that would because I don't think they would bring out a skill like old school mining, say, because if you look at the way that,
games
I
have
mean, if
evolved.
considering it is looking like it's going to be a click and wait, it sort of follows the trend that Jagex has been doing with their updates in terms of rune span.
We need
Um,
agility span.
yeah, Ivy.
Yep.
I mean, you name it, they're popping up all over the place now in terms of skills where you don't need to put in a lot of effort. It really is just agility that seems to. I mean, there are skills that you have to click more for, but you get faster XP, which
Yeah.
obviously offset the clicking. But agility is still a lot slower and requires a lot of clicking and attention.
True that.
So it would have been, would have been a massive surprise to me if they turned around and made it a grinding, massive clicking skill that was slow.
Yeah.
And I guess that brings in the other side of it as to what the experience rates will be.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. Like, part
Because
of me really hopes that either
it's a million an hour.
either that it's going to be quick, like I'm talking 300k an hour or something, if that's considered fast, or it's going to be slow, like 60k an hour.
Yeah.
I don't think that can be like one of those in the middle ones. It has to be something you can smash out and dominate, or have a slow AFK side to it. I hope it's not just like there's one option to do, and it's a solid 120k an hour. All you do is click and wait.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to do. I think one way to do it could be. I mean, I don't know if there's going to be a money side to it. So, say there's a money making option that is less XP, or you can just do faster XP, but you don't get any other benefit from it.
Yeah.
Because in the video they did mention how it will the stuff you siphon or whatever can be used to help you elsewhere in the game.
Yeah, there was lots of cool things they talked about.
Giving, I don't know whether it was giving you access or to high level content. So say, I don't know, for example, something like a high level mining area or whatever. I can't remember exactly the wording, but by the sounds of it, you save up X amount of orbs, what have you, and then you cash them in to gain access, or whether it, it's...
The way I think it's going to be is that you store this energy, right, and like they talk about pale energy and dark energy and stuff like that, and the different kinds of things you're going to siphon.
Yep.
And I'm curious as to whether you get this energy and you can either turn it into items that will help you, such as like there's a thing that they made that is like, a partial revive if you die somewhere, and you activate this and it has like a 30-second time, and if you die within that 30 seconds you get revived.
Yeah, I saw that.
Or instead of turning them into items that will help you, you turn them into the XP.
Yeah, I think there was actually something that sounds somewhat familiar, but I think that would probably be... Yeah, that does actually sort of go along, what I was saying, how you take the, like, you can't have your cake and eat it too sort of approach. Like, it's not going to be crazy XP and be the money side. Like, if you want to have extra benefit from it, you've got to sacrifice the XP, essentially, is
exactly
what I was going for.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really cool way to do it. And that would also mean that once you get 99, you can still go back.
Yes.
Because there is...
That raises a big issue, though, is the energy or orbs or whatever, are they going to be tradable? Like, are you just going to be able to buy your way? Because if it's it's going to be similar to the way I mentioned, that you can trade in your orbs and energy for XP. Can you just buy your way to XP then?
I would have to... I'm hoping not.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it's... Yeah, I sort of hope that, it would be a shame if it was.
Yeah. Sorry, I cut you off a bit there. I just didn't want to lose my...
No, that's fine. I mean, you never know. Jagex are always up for surprises, and...
True that.
I guess that's just one of the many questions that everyone's going to be curious to see about, whether it is. I do like the idea that it could be, if you want the rewards, then you have to give up the XP. Needless to say, I, like many other people that have, trimmed completionist, or even just a max cape, will, until 99,
XP
go
hunt.
straight for the XP. get your cape back just to get that out of the way almost,
Yeah.
and then you come back for the additional stuff. But other people will maybe just only train, those that aren't so XP driven may only train it for the rewards.
Yeah.
And that would make it quite a good skill. I'd be happy to see it like that.
I think that'd be
It would make
fun.
it would make it different than others, because at this stage, if you get 99 in agility, when the hell are you going to go and train agility?
Exactly.
But in this skill, if you get to 99, you go, hey, I want to go to this area. How do I unlock it? I need X amount of orb thingies.
Yep.
I need to go and do X amount of hours of divination to get that, to buy the rewards, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Even though I'm already 99, I still need to go back and get more orbs and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I guess that poses the question whether it will be, brings it back to the question of whether it will be tradable or not. Because if you're not, that will create a lot of high XP if people need to keep going back,
Exactly.
I mean, I'm excited to check it out.
Part of me is super excited, but part of me is really annoyed. I'm so close to max cape.
Yeah.
I'm 7 levels away, if you guys don't know, and divination is just around the corner, and I'm not looking forward to it as much as I really am looking forward to it at the same time, which was really weird. Like, I'm seriously like, it's such a cliche to say between like a rock and a hard place, but it's so how I feel. I'm like, yeah, man, divination, and then like I wake up tomorrow and I'm like, not divination, no.
I think it'll all come down to how close you are to max cape before it comes out.
Yeah, that's true. And
like if it's like, yes, I can, today's the day I can finally get max cape.
System update.
updated.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
What? God.
Well, yeah, the next RuneScape update will occur in 60 minutes, or just
And I'm like 2 hours off, like 99 thieving or something, and it's like,
I can guarantee there will be a lot of people. Like the funny ones will be say someone's about to get trim completionist and they I know, something like a strange rocks, like they have to wait till tomorrow to cash in their strange rocks to get trimmed, and then it happens today, so you need your strange rocks plus another skill. So I can guarantee you are not the only one feeling that pain.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah. And I mean, even for me, it's like, in the past it's pretty much just been a quest, to get your cape back. You just do a quest, you unlock these songs or whatever.
And that's the most upsetting thing for you as well, that your RS playing time is just decreased so much due to the fact you have to work full time. It might going to take you a long time to get the cape back.
But needless to say, I'm not going to be able to churn it out as fast as I would have if it was this time last year or the year before. But I mean, I'm not as XP driven as I used to be, which is nice. So, although I'm still going to try and smash it out, because I just want to get it out of the way.
Yeah, that's true.
Get the cape back, settle into it, and if I go back and, I mean, this is all beforehand. Obviously, I mean, it might come out and I might love the skill.
Yeah.
Or it might come out and I might hate it and just want to get it done.
200 mil divination.
Yeah. That'll be another thing, is there'll be people as soon as it comes out.
They'll be racing for it.
They'll just be going straight for 200 mil.
Get on the leaderboard.
So I'm very curious, like you say, with my game time being reduced, I'm very curious to see how long it takes.
Yeah, well,
because during the week I only play 1 or 2 hours a night. So if it is a, say, 50k an hour skill, that's
slow progress during the week.
That's say 100k a day, 500k during the week, and that's playing that's just doing divination.
And that's doing a solid 2 hours of skilling, like you say, every night.
Not to mention, we still want to put out other videos as well.
And you want to do ports, and you want to do challenges and stuff. So it might be difficult, but the thing that's in your favour is that I think it's going to be, hopefully, I think by the looks of it, it's going to be AFK. So that, if a Friday night comes along or something like that, you can just do a solid few hours of divination while watching TV or watching something like that.
Well, that could be something we could even chuck on stream as well, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of you guys that'll be doing divination.
Yeah, we can do divination as a group.
A divination stream will be nice. We can all just chill, and then
divination mass.
And once we all get bored, we can go and kill some stuff and come back and go divination again and whatnot.
Oh, I can't wait for what's going to be called for short. Is it going to be called Div?
Just go and do some div.
Yeah, I'm just going to do some div training.
What's funny is that my badminton team is called Division.
Oh.
Like Division 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Oh, yeah.
depending on the team you're in. So when I go to badminton training, we call it Div training, and I've got Div this weekend.
Yeah.
So if it does get called Div, that's going to be... People at badminton are going to be like, oh man, can't wait till Div next year. I'm like, what do you mean? I got Div after training.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm doing 6 hours of div training tonight, man. Come on.
Yeah, people are going to be like, oh man, you're awesome. I'll be like, yeah.
You're putting in the hard yards to get in team number 1.
Yeah. That's funny.
I've been div training every night for the last year, man.
Scare tactics, eh?
Yeah.
And then get on court and just play rubbish. You know, it's one of those inside jokes, eh?
It is. It is. Are there any more things you wanted to add with regards to divination?
No, not really. I mean, obviously for now it's just purely speculative,
It is.
and we can speculate all we want.
It is.
But I'm curious to hear what you guys think. So please let us know
Yeah. I
whether you consider us right or wrong,
Yeah.
or agree or disagree.
Yeah. I think with Josh, what he said earlier about because he's only got the 2 hours a night and he won't be able to do divination that much. It's something I think I'm going to try and really cover for you guys. I've not got anywhere near as many commitments as Josh does, so I'm going to try and take the responsibility on my shoulders and be the divination workhorse and try and get up the ranks as I can. I'm not going to no life it. I'm not going to go super crazy, but hopefully I can give it a good hard yakka run at it and get some of the unlocks and give you guys a real insight into the skill.
Yeah. And that's one of the beauties about doing this channel with someone else, is that we both appreciate that each of us have our other commitments, and that
Yeah.
like, oh god, it must have been sometime early last month. Kane was away for 3 weeks, so I cover the channel for 3 weeks, and then if I'm busy, Kane covers it. So it's like I will try and contribute as much as I can towards divination. Obviously 2 minds are better than 1. So we'll try and do our best in terms of getting out
Yeah.
videos on, at the start it's obviously just going to be basic training guides, just to try let you find your feet, and as the skill develops then we can go into it in a bit more depth. And
that also, just one little quick point beforehand is that I'm pretty sure they spoke about 2 skills being brought out, and this is the gathering skill for it.
yeah,
Now,
that's
in the video they showed you using the energy anyway, so how does like a gathering skill that you can already use this stuff for, how does a new skill going to implement into that? Is I don't know, it kind of intrigues me a bit of how they can incorporate a new skill into it when you can already use the stuff anyway. Like, I mean, mining would be nothing without smithing, you know what I mean? And fletching and fire making would be nothing without wood cutting. And is this new skill going to be nothing without divination? Or is it going to be something else? So yeah, just stuff to think about.
And food for thought.
Things to ponder.
Yeah. Interesting.
Alrighty guys, we'll leave it there. Lots of things to talk about. If you've got any opinions or thoughts about anything that we spoke about in this video, or anything in life in general, even if it's what you had for breakfast this morning, don't be afraid to comment down below. Josh and I love your comments all the time, so feel free to comment anything. And yeah,
so leave it at that.
Yep.
And until next time guys, take care.
see you guys.